All right. Today, hello, I'm Sergio, and today I'm going to be talking about video game consequences and its effects. I have jotted down, as you can see, four pros for playing video games. One of them is it educates students. It allows people or students who are developing themselves learn certain categories of, let's say, math better, more proficient because of there's this segue called coolmathgames.com. It's basically a website where you can play math video games, and learn math at the same time. It's like a win-win scenario. Another one would be Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is a game set in multiple time periods. You can go back to the Vikings era, you can go back to ancient Greece, the Britain invasion, any time period, 1700s, 1800s, you name it. You relive the past while also having fun and playing the video game. You learn about historical figures such as Achilles or the 300 Spartans. You learn all this. And then, as you can see, I have a timeline here. In the timeline, I put over time how video games have improved in technology and have caused multiple different types of consoles to generate over time. One of these consoles would be the Wii U, Xbox 360, PS4, and these consoles have caused something to emerge called exergaming gamers, which is basically people who exercise while playing video games. It's a video game itself that makes you do physical activities in order to play the game. A study showed in 2015 that by Lion indicates that playing exo games have a higher levels of enjoyment than people who go regularly to the gym, which means it will lead to higher adherence rates. So more people will start doing that, playing video games while exercising, and enjoy it more. So they will do it more. Unlike people who go to the gym just to work out, they get dismotivated and just quit. You need that workout especially for developing teens, such as kids who need that exercise. Something also a positive outcome would be the increased teamwork of video games have, because some video games such as Call of Duty, Battlefield, they all implement multiplayer platform games where you interact with other people online. You're never alone when you're playing video games online. You're always socializing with someone, which in essence does not make you antisocial at all, like most rumors make you believe about video games. But yeah, the increased teamwork actually helps when you're playing in the game to complete an objective. You can also use that outside. It increases your confidence to do teamwork and other activities, such as if you're playing a sport at school, you have good teamwork ethics. You know how to tolerate people who you can't really stand, but you do it. It's it's good. It's a benefit for you. Like a research in my image, it says a research conducted institute by the psychology by who. Basically, it's an experiment conducted by the Institute of Psychology saying that older people who play video games have a higher chance or a higher brain activity that allows them than people who don't play video games. They label them NRVP players, which is basically older people who have played video games and are their critical thinking skills are a lot better than older counterparts who don't play video games at all. Some cons people try to bring up is the increase in violent behavior over developing teens that video games can cause. Yes, I agree to an extent that developing teens must not play violent video games, because they're barely piecing their life together. They're barely figuring out their personality. They're trying to figure out who they are. And if you put violent video games into their personality, they will become eventually violent people. It's a study shown by sociologists. So another one is increased sexual harassment in video games, but not all video games are categorized. There's multiple different ratings for different video games that just it's for different audiences, and most video games don't even sexually harass female characters. That's the whole essence of it, the whole problem with it. That some people believe that dehumanizing women, and which is true, you shouldn't dehumanize anyone, but there's multiple type of video games that it's just not to that extent anymore, or at least it wasn't ever. Another one, a con, is the gaming disorder. That's a disorder when people tend to play video games over anything else in life, which is not a good thing because you become antisocial, you talk to no people. But that is not always the case with this gaming disorder, because you could play video games, have this sort of debated gaming disorder, and still be able to talk to people online. So you wouldn't be really anti-socializing yourself. You would just be playing a lot of video games, which could help you, as you can see with the pros. So, conclusively speaking, there are more positive effects than negative consequences because of improving technologies. Like, due to the fact that technologies are improving, more video games and consoles are being developed that help like society as a whole. It's causing video games to become more popular, and which eventually, as it's helping now, it will help other people and other expertise, such as the medical field and even simulations as driving or for flight school. As some studies have shown, it's just overall is going to keep improving for the better.